What is up everyone, Alex Montalvo here. We're a couple months away from Summer Game Fest and IGN Live 2025. So for those of you that never attend these events and are planning to, I'm gonna do a recap about both events, what happened inside of them, just share my overall experience, because this is my first time ever attending these events. So let's get started with part 1, which is, my intro or a foreword, so you get to know me a bit better. Now, I'm gonna sound like Wilson Fisk when I was a boy. No, but seriously, ever since I was 10, 12 years old, I remember going to Benavides or Galerías Monterrey. I will buy video game magazines and read all about the new launches, new video games, new consoles, and even E3. And this always felt like something so far away from me, because in Mexico we don't have this type of events. Also, traveling, it's a bit difficult, it gets a bit expensive, flights, batches, it all adds up. To make it even worse, when E3 announced that they were not gonna do it anymore, man, I was just destroyed. I could not believe it. I thought I missed my chance, that I would never ever get to experience this type of event ever. But enter Summer Game Fest and IGN Live. They came in clutch and, I'm really, really appreciate it. Now, part 2, which is gonna be Summer Game Fest. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have attended like 1,000 of these, but still I wanna share my experience as a first time attendee. So this was at the SoFi Stadium YouTube Theater, which is a nice location. Now, organization was a bit chaotic. As usual, the line is long, but once you got there, they were asking you to get in line, but then get off the line to get your wristband, get back in line. It was weird, but I gotta say props to the staff, because there were a lot of staff members actually helping anyone with questions. Now, I'm gonna warn everyone about this. So there were signs all over the place and people in line, I don't know, they just ignored it or didn't get the memo. So they were not allowing people with, big gear or big cameras to enter. Of course, cell phones are okay. Just like me and everyone else, we were recording with our cell phones. But what I mean by that is people were bringing big cameras, huge tripods, ring lights, you name it. Also, be aware to bring a backpack or a duffel bag. They were not allowing entrance with those. Just letting you guys know that they don't sell merch inside. So either leave the backpack at home or leave it in the car, so you have to make 2 trips or even deny entrance. Now, security was really fast, it was really smooth. Now, I didn't got footage of the inside of it, but there were some pinball machines you could play with. There was also a bar where they were serving either snacks or these fun drinks, which I had to get a couple of those because for the experience. It was just starry soda with a glowy cube. Now we get to our seats and we were seated next to this big crane with a camera operating, which sometimes it will block the view, but not enough to ruin the whole experience. Now my advice is either get seats in the middle, really far from any crane equipment around, so you don't get your view blocked while you're enjoying the event. A great thing about Summer Game Fest is that, besides the amazing visuals, the great sound, along with everyone else getting hyped about the new trailers they were showing, is that the developers will come out to stage and talk about the project they're gonna release, future projects and whatnot. Like Blumhouse Games, which actually I witnessed when they announced Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which I think the trailer just came out 2 weeks ago. The creators of Among Us, and as well as the creator of Silent Hill, Keiichiro Toyama. I think this is an event that you can't miss, and if you're someone who's on the path of being a video game developer or creator, I highly suggest you attend these events. Me, even I'm a regular gamer, and I left there so inspired, so motivated, dude, such incredible things these people make. And you know, like personal experience, this is something I would just like see through the screen on my laptop. But you know, I got to be there, you know, I got to be part of the audience. Really, really cool. And before wrapping part 2, I'm just gonna say, small flex, I actually witnessed the trailer of Marvel Rivals. Just throwing it out there. Now, part 3, let's talk about IGN Live. So IGN Live was at the Magic Box, which is in downtown LA. Now, word of advice, either take an Uber or get there early to get a nice parking spot, because parking is a bit limited. So for this I got the VIP ticket, because again, if this is gonna be my first time attending this event, I want the full experience. And if you wanna know, the ticket was $120. Now, what did that VIP ticket even got you? So it got you this swag bag, this cool lanyard, some stickers, a cap, a comic, a coupon for a free shirt which is expired right now, this shirt which I got the green one which is kinda cool, and this shirt which I'm actually wearing right now, you know, it is really cool, you know, this is something I'm gonna be wearing like frequently. It is comfortable, like it's large, you know, comfy, oversized, great material by the way. And the other privilege that you had was preferred seating, which is not true. What that means is that you will be able to enter the screening room first, where all the trailers are being shown, which this is a complaint that I have about this event. So there were no signs anywhere pointing where this screening room was, because aside from being the screening room, there were panels where some of the developers of the games that they were announced that day, you know, they were doing Q&As. You know, no one will tell me where this room was. I will ask security, I will ask staff. All they said was, oh yeah, let me check. And they would just leave. Until someone from the audience who was like nice enough, he was like, oh man, like that's in the second floor. And I kind of panicked. I ran to the elevators. There was this security guy not allowing anyone to go into the elevators. I was like, what's going on? Like, why? What happened? And the reason me reacting like that is because I was looking forward to the trailer of the new Gears of War. Later, I found out through my phone that they showed it, because, you know, I was looking forward to it. I look at my phone, I gasp, I was like in shock. I went to a corner, shed some tears, composed myself, got back in action. If you don't know, Gears of War is a really important part of my teenage years. I was really looking forward to see the trailer. But you know, at the end, it worked out in my favor, because, you know, I got to go back home and react to it appropriately and comfortable. Now, the main stage, this is where all the live streams and live interviews were happening. Just gonna say, it was insane. Just insane, really high energy all over the place. You know, they were giving out these like great toys. As soon as I got there, like someone from the stage like waved at me and gave me this like Spawn figure. So I got 2 Spawn figures, this plushie, some sunglasses. Also, they were giving away Pacific Rim toys, Halo toys, Call of Duty toys, like figures, Razer mouses, webcams. They were doing dynamics where you could play against someone in Smash Bros. And if you won, you would get like a cool like gift. They were giving away like these like incredible like Logitech steering wheels. Now, they were giving away toys and prizes all day long. They were doing this to keep the audience like hyped. So when it was time to like live stream an interview, people were like in the audience like really like high energy. Now, here's another complaint I have about this, and this is not about the event. This is about us, the audience. So, you know, everyone's like super hyped. Obviously, they were giving away these like insane prizes, insane figures, whatnot. But you know, there were some people that they were being a bit abusive, even against like small people. So they would like hand out either prizes or like they will throw them into the audience. Now, some people like will have the prize like already like close to their bodies, and they will snatch the prize off of them. And I was just like, what's going on? Like, what are we doing? What is this? And you know, I get it that this happens, but it should not happen. It happened to me. So they were giving away this like ghost figure from Call of Duty, and they threw it to the audience. I already had it in my hand, like up in the air, and someone else like grabbed it, but I let it go because the guy destroyed the box, like literally crunched it. And again, this is my first time attending, so I was like, why bother? It's not worth it. I'm not gonna argue for a $20 toy, you know? So yeah, you know, I'm really happy with what I got. Now I went to the next room where they had a lot of like old school arcade games, as well as some like game displays. You know, this was around the time the Elden Ring DLC was about to be released, and they had this like huge like Mikala display. It was incredible. They had a lot of games you could demo from either console, PC, handheld, and even Stumble Guys, which I was in protest like, okay, but where is the classic Guys Are Falling? So I go back to the main stage, and I got to see the developers of X Defiant, the creative director of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I think the game like released a month ago, Women of Wrestling, and of course the one and only Phil Spencer. Dude, I was stoked. I could not believe what I was seeing. I had him like just meters away from me, and you know, again, just as a regular gamer, I was just like motivated, inspired. Like when he was talking about Xbox, you know, players first, whatnot, it was just an amazing time. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but again, these are things that I would just see through the screen of my laptop, and now I got to be there. You know, I got to be part of the audience. It was just an amazing time. So the rating overall of the IGN Live, I'm gonna do it IGN style. I'm gonna give it an 8. You know, it was an amazing event. Just my one complaint about, you know, I would like to know where the things are next time, and I can't really wait to go back. Like I said again, we're a couple months away from Summer Game Fest and IGN Live 2025. If you're planning to go, and if anything I said in this video was of any help, please let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.